people that inquire about like time of life experiences because I feel like our family just has so many.
Yeah.
Because we're blended. So we went on Instagram and we asked people what are questions or experiences that you want to know, or our opinions about a certain topic. So we will choose from our little goal here. Once a week.
Yeah.
Once a week.
They'll go up on Thursday.
Okay.
We're trying for every Thursday. So
It's
keep us
a little
accountable.
crazy.
DM us if it's not up.
Our whole goal here is to be real.
Yeah. Raw and uncensored.
Real, raw, and uncensored.
And the people that we do talk about in this video, whether it be like your family or like mine,
Yours.
we're not being like, it's just our experience. We're not coming at anybody's sideways.
Nope. Just our experience.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to choose?
Let me shuffle it up.
Okay. Wait, I need to do a little bit more. Okay.
Let me see. It's a big one.
Oh no, it's small. Ooh, this is a good one.
I'm nervous.
Oh yeah, you should be.
Can I guess?
Go.
It's about like dating or breakup.
Yeah.
Which one?
Dealing with breakups. Okay, but that's actually kind of cool though, because I'm glad this is our first one because honestly, that's kind of what
I just went through one.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what made like your and I relationship
Yeah, actually.
kind of like
Yeah.
be pretty strong. Was because of your original breakup.
Yeah.
Not this previous one.
Yeah. We'll get into both of them.
I mean, breakups are breakups and they suck. And in high school, I had a boyfriend that, shoot, we dated from January 1st of 2011. I think we broke up in 2015, 2016. We were together for 5 years. Anyways, he played a big role in growing up for me because we can get into this topic a little bit later, but my family and I did not have a good relationship, and so my parents had actually ended up kicking me out, and my boyfriend's family was there for me at that time, and so I think we went together because we had like a trauma bond. He had seen a lot when he was younger, I was going through a lot, and so I would say he was probably like my first love. I think they say you have 3 different loves in a lifetime. I would definitely say he was probably my first. And our breakup, we lived together, we were 18, and it was pretty rough because we were on and off, and we just honestly didn't treat each other very good. I mean, everybody can look back at ex and be like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. And in that relationship, I probably would have been considered like a crazy ex.
And it takes 2 people to be toxic.
Absolutely.
You can't have one person be toxic.
Absolutely. So I think that's what our relationship mostly thrived on was the toxicity of it, which helped when Miss Tizzy over here was going through her high school breakup.
Yes.
And I swear to you, like, I could have wrote a book. I was like, Tizzy, this is what he's gonna say next.
Yeah.
And it would be like,
And it's crazy that it was like my first love. You guys dated for 5 years, but we dated for 4.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. A lot.
it wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel like it really shaped me who I was, like who I am today. And I definitely don't think I would have made it through that hard time in my life without him. So I really appreciate him to this day. I mean, we're pretty chill. We're on like good terms. It's not like we have any bad blood towards each other, but we didn't talk for a really long time, and we had to heal on our own before we were able to have a decent kind of a conversation. What about your high school breakup?
So we dated from freshman year to the end of senior year.
And you were new to your school.
Yeah, so we used to live in Mesa, and
do you think it was toxic because of your home environment?
Yeah. So I think we only stayed together as long as we did because I clinged on to like him and his family because at home my family was like going through divorce and stuff. So, and he helped me a lot through that, for sure. But
I think he was definitely your person when you
Yeah.
wanted to be.
Yeah.
Like, I think he served his purpose for
yeah,
those reasons.
yeah, he's like my best friend through all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So no bad blood or anything, but breakups are hard.
Did you have conversation with him after that?
Kinda. I mean, like after we broke up, we still talked for like what 6 months. It was a
It
long
was hard
time.
to me. I just remember, like, us, like, us doing, like, a late night drive.
Yeah.
And,
And you picked me up the last time we broke up. I went
Yeah.
to his house when we broke up, and he had to come pick me up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were, like, I mean, it was getting to the point where he would, like, lie about what he was doing or who he was hanging out with. But you had him on, like,
He
Snap
had Life
or,
360.
yeah,
His whole
Life
family had
360.
Life 360, so it doesn't matter.
And so one night, Tizzy was just kind of like a mess, and I was like, why don't we just go drive over there? I mean, it's like, what is gonna happen? And so we did. Remember? And we
Yeah.
staked out for like
Yeah.
30 minutes,
Mhm.
just waiting to see like if he was gonna come outside. I don't think we ever even found out what he was doing, but did we?
Yeah, after. He was with girlfriend now.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate him or anything. He definitely made me who I was, but at the time, he made me feel like the lowest of low.
Yeah.
And I was like also at like my lowest with my family, myself. Myself is a whole other topic.
She doesn't even look the same.
No.
Like
No.
brown hair, dark brown hair.
Yeah. My senior year of high school, when my parents like started going through a divorce, I gained like what, 60 pounds? I dyed my hair brown and I was just a mess. So
But it was after your breakup that you had to come back.
yeah.
And you were like, alright, cool.
And at the time when you're going through a breakup, it definitely feels like it's like the end of the world.
Yeah. So then my last breakup, that one was a little bit crazy, but I will say that it all worked out for a reason, because it did lead me back to the salon where I met my husband now. And I really wasn't in a place to be dating when I had first gone to the salon. Like I swore I was never gonna date again. But I had done a emotional intelligence course class up in Las Vegas that my dad had taken, and I loved it. I mean, I finished it and I felt like I was on cloud nine. I could have conquered the world. I mean, it was like the power of who you were before the world told you basically who you were. So it was awesome. I met this guy and he seemed super great. And I think because I was in that class and so vulnerable, I think that's why I was a target for him. And he fed off of that. And so we ended up getting engaged very shortly after we started dating. I want to say we started dating in like July, and we were engaged by December or November. November, I think. It was really fast, but I moved out to Vegas, which being or like understanding a little bit more about narcissism now, their first thing to do is alienate you. So taking you out of your place or your environment. He refused to come to Arizona, which is where I already had a job and he worked from home. But I was like so in love with him, so what I thought was love with him. And so I moved out there in a heartbeat. And I ended up like realizing that a lot of his stories weren't starting to add up, and he would have these like fits of rage that were kind of scary. He was fitness And now looking back, I see that his girlfriend before me and the one before that all had a very similar story. They take you away from your place of living, so they alienate you. They make you fully dependent on themselves, so that when you do try to leave, you have nothing. And so my last straw, I left, and he was, don't ever do this, but he had like, I had put him on my credit card because he had really bad credit, and he racked my credit card up $9,000, and I was a single girl, like I was not making $9,000 a month to be like having somebody racking my crap up like that. So I found this out my first day at the salon. I looked at my credit card and he had racked it up.
Yeah, your card got declined.
Yes, I went to Starbucks and my card got declined, and I was like, oh my gosh. I look at it. He had taken another girl to a night hockey game on my dime, and I ended up paying it all back and blocked him and never had any kind of communication with him since. So when I came to the salon, I was not looking for a relationship at all in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And then Tizzy's most recent one.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say about it because it was just like, so leading up to it,
How'd you meet him?
okay, this sounds kind of bad, but so he was my first boyfriend's like, one of his like ex-best friends. So we all hung out in high school together, but it was never like a thing before. And then after my first breakup, I think I took like what, 3 years?
Oh yeah.
It was like 3 years, right? I like took to get myself put back together.
No. 2? Maybe not even. Yeah, 2 because the trip is 2.
Yeah, so I
And you
took
stopped
2
having
years.
on the trip.
Yeah, I took 2 years to like get myself together, heal, because I was honestly like a mess. So,
How did you heal? Like how do you help others heal?
time,
Give
don't
yourself
talk to them, block them, don't stop them.
Yeah.
I'd say like trying to like look them up and like see what they're up to or like who they're talking to, like that hurts.
Absolutely.
So you'll never like heal if you're.
And I know it's almost like your first breakup, you're like, I'm never gonna find somebody as good as him. I'm never gonna love somebody the way that I loved him. I'm never.
Especially because at that time, like I thought I was gonna marry the kid and like
Yeah.
have a future with him, like he was my everything. And then just to lose that all, it's
Yeah. So we took time to heal. We did that a lot together. I mean, Trip helped with a big part of your healing too. Yeah.
because I felt like I think I like needed, because my parents were going through a divorce, so they were going through their own thing. Like my mom was already moving out and having a new boyfriend, so I didn't feel any love from her. And then my dad's over here going through a divorce, and before the divorce, like me and him didn't have like the best relationship, and so I didn't feel like love from him. So then I was like questioning like what really like love feels like, and then after having like Trip and experiencing that love, that's when I like felt actual love.
I think that was like the most touching thing. Like one day we were in the car, and it still like makes me cry because it was so cute. She was like, I think Trip like saved me
Yeah.
because he was like the first person to show me like
Like
unconditional love.
Yeah.
Like he was gonna love you like no matter what you look like.
Yeah. So yeah, any since that day that Trip came, like I've never felt like how I did before all that. Like,
So after healing,
yeah. So this my most recent ex, he would text me like every couple months and be like, "Hey, are you good? Hey, like just check in on me." And finally, after like a year he came out, I was like, "Okay, like we'll go on a date." So we talked for a little bit, and then we went on a date. And then I'd say we hung out nonstop for like 6 months, and everything was so good.
like Hawaii really did its job. Chris and I had like kind of expressed, not that we didn't like him. We literally both said like there's nothing about him that you could say bad.
Yeah.
But we just didn't feel like when you are first in a relationship, you should be giddy and excited to see that person every day, and like you're in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
And she didn't have that at all. And we had tried to kind of like tell her. Of course, Chris tried, and
He was awful.
he was so harsh. He was so harsh about it because
And it was
just
awful
so
timing because he's like texting me that he's here and Dad's like
talking about it.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn.
Yeah. Which, I mean, he was like, I just don't think anybody's gonna be good enough for my daughter. But I get that. Like as a parent, you kind of like second guess that. But it was a good thing. Hawaii was good.
Yeah, not the whole trip was like so awful. Like he does have a lot of good qualities and stuff, just us together. We have different lifestyles. And another big thing was like respect and like us going to dinner and like not saying thank you or like
Which I didn't even notice. Chris had mentioned something to me, and I was like, oh, weird. When he's like, it bothers me that when a waiter brings him a drink or his food, he doesn't say thank you.
or even after dinner, like Dad would take for dinner and like no thank you, like nothing.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's kind of a red flag.
Yeah. Like he
And just like
expected
little
it.
things, yeah.
Mhm.
And come to find out that so after we got back from Hawaii, I wasn't feeling well, but I wasn't like as sick as I told him I was. So I didn't see him. We got home. I put him right in the car and I drove him home. Then we didn't see each other for a week. And I just told him I was sick, but I was trying to like figure out what I needed and wanted. And so we broke up.
You did that really good though, like all
Yeah.
on your own.
Yeah.
Like you hadn't even mentioned to me that entire week. I just thought you were feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but you did pretty good on like figuring that out and like taking the time to yourself to be like, okay,
Yeah,
Does
there's
this
just like
serve
little
me?
things like lying and respect. But another big thing that's important to me is I have 2 little brothers, and for you to like be around for 6 months and then not like show anything like kids or anything like that. Like, loving
which
my
that's all
kids,
Tizzy wants in life. Like
Yeah.
if she could be,
Like,
if
if
she
you're
could
not,
be a
like-
stay-at-home mom,
giving my brothers hugs and like going to play with them on the floor with me while I'm doing it. You're just sitting there watching me. I'm like, yeah, I like it.
yeah.
I don't know.
But I think that's good for you to see though, because I mean, you want a dad.
Yeah.
Like you want to have kids. You want a guy that can be a really good dad, and you're gonna be able to see that.
Yeah.
I mean,
And he wasn't around kids, so it's like not, I don't
his
know.
fault.
Yeah, but so we get back, I break up with him, and everything was super mature, like he was super nice about it. And then, little small world, Savannah has his hair and some of her clients are, he's like sliding into their DMs and big
Random
ones.
girls.
Yeah.
Like, random. Like he would have no way of knowing who they are.
Yeah, so they're like showing like, isn't this Tizzy's like boyfriend and stuff like that, and come to find out he has like a whole past history that I find should have been like told to me.
Yeah. In the beginning.
Yeah, and he did not.
But
So-
what I will say is that after they broke up and she confronted him, he did come clean about it, and I feel like that took a lot of vulnerability.
Yeah, and I
And
respect him.
he did not have to do that.
Yeah.
He did not have to tell you anything because he doesn't owe you anything at this point. But he did a good job of explaining himself. At least you know where he stands.
Yeah.
So, in the end, our past breakups.
I've had 2.
I've had multiple, but those were the 2 biggest. I feel like the 2 biggest that shaped who I was.
Yeah. How
And
many times have you been in?
probably once. And then now you're down. Yeah. Yeah. And then I think my first love was like your first giddy love, like high school love.
just honestly like,
it was like a fairy tale. Like we try to tell the kids all the time, like, don't settle if that person doesn't give you like those butterflies every day. And if they're still doing the small things like a week in or like 2 weeks in and then they stop doing them, like look for those things because the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with is going to love you unconditionally. So I think Chris was definitely my second love, and last was my children. I've never experienced like a love like that. It's just the craziest feeling, and I can't wait for little Miss over here to have her own so she can see what it feels
I
like.
feel like I'll be so emotional, like tripping jacks. I love him so much, and Dad like from me, I'm like,
Oh yeah.
mess.
Oh yeah.
And I don't cry usually, so it's be a real
I
mess.
cry all the time, especially
Wait, you
this
see the
time.
ice here now?
Yeah, I do like them so much.
Yeah,
That's cute, Tizzy.
yeah, it's like kicking in me. Grow up.
Okay. Whatever.
Okay, why don't we give our 5 like egg tips?
5 end tips?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cut off communication.
If you're just now going through a breakup.
Yeah.
Cut off communication.
Yeah. Stay busy.
Keep yourself very busy.
Yeah.
Fall in love with yourself.
Yeah.
Find what makes you happy. Because I feel like that's a really big one, and that's what's going to keep you like on the straight and narrow.
Mm-hmm.
Is when you find like what works for you, like what your favorite color is again. And like I remember getting out of my old relationship, I didn't even know my favorite color.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
either.
after my first relationship, I was like, I don't even know what I like to do.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like finding different hobbies and
surrounding yourself with like people that love you and want the best for you. Like, don't surround yourself with people that are just like gonna drive you to like parties and
yeah. Surround yourself with people that are like-minded as you.
yeah.
And staying busy as in finding something to do.
Yeah, sewing.
Sewing busy.
I don't know.
Sewing busy. Boxing.
Boxing.
That's what Tizzy wants to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we said cut off communication.
Stay busy.
Stay busy.
Find things you love.
Find things you love.
Take care of yourself. Self-love. Like, get your hair done. Go.
Yeah. And always remember that it's okay to have just a day. Like I remember seeing a quote one day and I was like, dang. I was having the worst day and it was like, give yourself some grace because you don't need to have a good day and you don't need to necessarily have a bad day. Just have a day. Like feed yourself well, love yourself. If you need to stay in bed, stay in bed. But it's okay to just be okay and have that